All right. Welcome back, gang.
Hello.
You find yourselves in the basement of some place you are unfamiliar with. You are in the Winter Palace, and you had followed a uh, a goblin. After what else happened? Tendy won in a chess match.
Tandy won in a chess match, and then Prudence won a fight, and then Hosh won a fight. Prudence went to talk to that gentleman. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she after her fight, she asked if anybody knew how to exit the Fey roads or exit this place. To let her know how to leave.
And then Gleofson confronted her about it, and they were stinky, and now they're fighting again.
I was
They're
gonna say
fighting.
he's pissed at her, and I don't think she realizes yet how pissed he is.
He's pretty mad. Actually, no, she knows. I told Angie why.
Mm.
But
Well,
Prudence doesn't
just
know.
makes it so much more juicy. The kisses are going to be so good when they do make up.
So good.
wow.
Y'all, my fucking OneNote just showed that the last time I updated it was 1/16/2022, and I was about to panic.
Whoa, spooky.
We are good. I do have notes.
But you had come down to this basement following the whims of a little goblin going, "Come on!" To find that it was trying to move something large. And when you had all gotten down there and all found each other um, in this mysterious illusionary tunnel, the goblin was simply just trying to find something to climb back up on to go through the hole and leave, as it was not the goblin who intended to bring you down here, but in fact a being that none of you have seen or heard from before. Going by the name of Kausisier, he seemed to be quite relatively close to Poppy in particular, as it was revealed that he, or it, is Poppy's patron. There was some altercations. No kids watch this, and if you are kids, don't watch this. After
If you
some
are a kid, you're a real cool baby.
Sorry, I told
What's up, you cool baby?
I just told Evie to stop being inappropriate because children watch this stream.
Yep.
Okay, Jordan, quick question.
Yes.
I know I do like have a thing against my patron right now for some reason. Who knows why for sure, but I do need to ask what the pronouns are though, because I do respect Prudence.
You're a bastard. What's your pronouns?
We'll say
Sorry, just testing some things out. Don't worry about me.
uh, he, them.
Oh, broken eyebrows.
Okay. We love a double pronoun. Thank you, Kazisie, for normalizing pronouns.
Represent. Yeah.
There was some much to do about everything when we discovered that there was no way in the multiple hells of Midgard or the Blind Eternities or anything beyond that there was ever going to be a correct spelling of Kausisier. But Tendy nonetheless, or Katie got some inspiration all the same.
And just to clear it up, so nobody deals with what I did. How many hills are in Midgard? 11. Not
What?
7. There's 11
11 what?
hills.
Hells?
11.
Are we on one?
I'm so glad that you clarified. I thought you said holes, and I was about to be like, I don't know how you know that, first of all. Second of all, what the fuck does that mean?
I mean, what
I've
do you
heard
think?
hills. There's only 11 hills in the whole.
Do I need to get closer to my mic? Is this better? Can you understand?
Whoa, hey, get back up here, Bruce.
Hells. Hells. Oh, there's some holes down here, actually.
Many of them.
At least 11.
So you guys are down after meeting Kausisier. He had arranged and clarified and patched up Prudence's, not Prudence, Poppy's contract the deal made between this entity and Poppy's current condition, and what is the condition if you do not comply with your contract?
Oh, probably meet one of those 11 hells. Let's see. Let's look at my contract.
He gets control over your arms and
Yes,
your
whole
body.
body. Yeah, he'll take
You
control of your
belong to
body.
him.
Yeah, I'm not into that, and I'm very avid on consent, and he never asked me for that. So
I feel like you signed something, and in fact, he did ask you for that. Unfortunately,
God dang it, you right. It's fine.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine. I'm a fae. I'll find loopholes.
There you
But
go. That's the way to think about it.
we do know because he told us that he will own Poppy essentially, but anything else regarding the contract, we in character do not know. Correct?
Correct.
Because I don't think Poppy would have ever told us that. Okay.
I don't think Poppy
Poppy
could.
definitely told somebody.
Yeah, she doesn't remember anymore, and Poppy's alone again. It's fine.
Oh, that's right.
Prudence gets her memories taken an awful lot. I just want to bring that up. It seems like a bit.
Oh wait, did you
If I had a
did you
nickel
realize
for every.
did you realize what you don't remember?
I have a theory.
Oh, okay.
I'd say it, but I don't remember.
Well, we will pick up right when you guys had been left alone in this basement after Kazisir so politely unlocked the door for you.
So kind.
Because in a comparison between fighting Kazisir and fighting the door, you would pick Kazisir 7 out of 6 times, I'm pretty sure.
No, 100% of the time. Fuck them doors.
Them doors got to go. So
Damn, these doors got hands.
I'll set the mood for Poppy's existential scene.
Mhm.
We'll go ahead and open it up to you guys. Yeah, we'll go ahead and open it up to you guys.
Oh no, I'm too happy. Ah.
A lot of dogs, Skylar.
Ah.
At least 2 puppies.
So what do we do? What do we do now?
Well, the door's open. We could leave. Although, she looks down at Poppy. There is something that I wish to talk to you all about, and perhaps now's a good time. There's no one to overhear us. If it's a good time for all of you to have just a quiet little chat.
I'm okay. So I don't mind.
Austin is rubbing his eyes, but he nods.
Poppy also
Tandy.
nods.
Tandy will nod.
All right. Prudence stands up from where she was resting on the crate, and she crosses her arms and addresses all of you. Listen, eventually, we're going to get an audience with the Queen, and we won't have a second opportunity to get this right. I think it's important that we iron out what we want to get across, so that when we finally do get to the Queen, we are all united. The idea is we need to go in as a force. If we go in with 3 or 4 different thoughts, it's going to make us look weak. We're essentially speaking for everyone in Zobek, because they cannot be here to speak for themselves. So I just think that you should consider if the entire city of Zobek was here to speak for themselves, what would they say? And that should be what we say. I'm getting a lot of mixed messages from everyone of why we're here. We need to be united.
Austin nods agreeing.
I agree. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So far, I only know why one person is here. And she looks at Tendi. Tendi mentioned that they wanted to study the Shadow Fae. And that is a scholarly concept. And there is no reason why they can't, but that cannot be the main reason, Tendi.
Tendi is here for Poppy.
All right. Poppy, I'm sure, is here to see their mother. Is that correct? Cut out.
Oh, god dang it. Oh, she's back.
Poppy said among other things.
Among Us.
It sounded like you're saying mother.
Mother.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I'm gonna fix my mic real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right. So we have two.
I'm here for the people of Zobek. I want to make sure that they get a fair hand in this.
All right. Leofston.
We cannot rightly tell the Shadow Fae to leave, so we need to create some sort of compromise where the people of Zobek's lives will not be, or at least minimally, be altered by this, and at least are allowed their worship.
I can agree with that. I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. Are we here to save Zobek? Are we just here to vet the Shadow Fae? Why are we here?
Well, didn't, his name's not Halson, holy shit. Hush!
Oh my god!
Didn't Tosh tell us that the temples were already opening? Somebody, I believe, was telling us that.
Yes, that's sort of where this sort of line of thinking came. If everything is already back together in Zobek, why are we still here?
Yeah,
If it's just for Poppy to see her mother, that's fine. I'm just afraid when we get to the court and we're meant to present why we fought so hard to get here and that we need to talk to somebody and we have all these aggressions and things that need to be fixed, we're not going to know what to say, just as we don't now.
As our leader, what did you suggest then?
She has like a smile, but she quickly hides it. As your leader, I don't think many of you are very agreeable with the sort of decisions and attitude I've had lately.
Austin frowns.
What do you mean?
I don't want to get into emotional things. And she squares her shoulders. I want this talk to be productive. If we want to talk about emotions, we can do that later.
Emotions are productive.
Not right now. Prudence
Okay.
looks at Sen like, help me here, bud. Help me rein this conversation in.
When it comes to why we're here for the people of Zobek, we need to have a complete thought. Make sure that that we outline what it is that the Shadow Fae are doing that is causing them grief. Most likely it'll be you, Poppy, that talks. So just want to make sure that we're all on the same page.
Do friends have a list of how Zobek people are being mistreated? Other than temples?
They tried to kill a priest.
Other than temples?
it was more than just the temples. It seemed like it was just something all the time. Like I remember, there was also the ridiculous rules that would just come up out of the blue, and
You aren't allowed to curse, she offers.
yes, but then they didn't even tell anybody. They just made the rule, and then nobody knew about it, and people ended up being harmed by it.
You're
All the
only
rules-
allowed to leave one by one. Sorry, Poppy, didn't mean to interrupt you.
All the rules are written in Elvish, and they're not teaching people Elvish.
There's a bit of unfair things going on.
It's set up to fail. So anybody who lives in Zobek is being set up to fail.
But then
And-
again, we don't even know what's still implemented.
And if I remember correctly, Jordan, they were having hunts during the night and like kind of destroying property, or at least like they were. I remember something about like outdoor markets being destroyed because of like rowdy
Mhm.
behavior by the elves or
Yeah.
the Night Fae.
There were hunts of like ghostly animals being hunted by Shadow Fae, and it mainly caused more distress and alarm with obviously people at night going like shuffling off to their homes, but being impeded, having to jump to the side for an undead ghostly bear comes running through, followed by like 6 or 7 Shadow Fae on
Wasn't the
horseback.
sound keeping people from sleeping well?
Sound was
as well?
also, yeah, it was keeping people up. I mean, yeah, I failed to mention because you guys aren't really there, but they implemented Taco Tuesdays in Zobek.
Aw.
So I mean,
Well, then let's just fucking go home. Why are we here?
needs to go back.
Leofson mentions the night hunt.
Prudence nods and thanks.
Agreed. The people, I mean, they have work, and they have they have to take care of the children, and these things are difficult if they don't get proper sleep, or if they're constantly worried about not being able to keep up with the rules, or be even able to read them.
And so many of them were so tired, as if some sort of mystical thing was going on. We didn't really get to explore that.
Tendi thought it was because of weird sounds from the hunt.
Perhaps that's what it was.
Not to mention the other punishment for cursing was being put to sleep indefinitely.
You're not allowed to leave Zobek either, except one by one.
Or by river. They often smirks.
Down by the river. Prudence, she sort of quirks an eyebrow and says, the Fae, in my opinion, have no heart. It's not like they need Zobek. They just want it. They're not in a desperate need of a place to live. I'm not sure what their angle or motivation is.
Agreed. The people of Zobek, they live there, and they don't have choices. But the Shadow Fae have choices. They're just making the wrong ones.
If I may. It's not that the Shadow Fae lack heart. They have a different culture. They have different people and different means. Not to say what's happening to the people of Zobek is just in that, but this, from what we've been told, there was a contract on the city that was owned by the Shadow Fae. If anything, the people of Zobek are the ones trespassing, but it is different now with the amount of time and such, so there needs to be a melding of cultures if this is going to work, not necessarily a one or the other on either side.
This is even mentioned. I mean, people come, they travel here, and they decide to live here. They weren't told that this was something that was in a contract. They now live there, and they weren't prepared for.
And I'm sure they weren't expecting it. I'm sure no one knew until very recently, and if they were told, I'm sure only a very few, including us and perhaps just the council. It is He kind of like pauses and gathers his thoughts, trying not to mention the fact that he's done this how many times before.
Stinky man.
Zobek is a city of diversity. It's a city of multiple cultures coming together to trade, to live. There's no reason the Shadowfae can't be a part of that, or even a majority of that, seeing it as the land they had given for such purpose to have such a city. Now, granted, the people they made that contract with are no longer here, but
And I'm in agreement, but not through a hostile takeover.
it's a matter of opinion. I don't quite agree with it either, but this is still their land. This is still their authority. The fact that they haven't completely demolished Zobek and its people is something we should consider. Granted, again, not justifying what they're doing currently, but
They
this
own
is
the land, they do not own the people.
precisely, they could make the people leave their land, but they haven't. They kept Zobek and they kept the people. What we need to do is hold on, I'm trying to find the word. We need to appeal to the benefit of having this diverse city and have it flow the way it had before, assuming all the rules we just spoke of are still in effect, or the issues are still present. We need to appeal that it's a benefit for everyone, not just one or the other. So if we come forward with such language as they do not have heart, they do not belong, that is not going to get us anywhere. That is going to work at our disadvantage quite a bit. So we need to appeal opposed to protest.
I only speak freely because I'm amongst friends. Prudence looks down at Poppy. Poppy, what do you think about being an ambassador for Zobek? Perhaps you
Ambassador?
could, yes, perhaps you could spin it in such a way that Leofston is describing. You speak for the people of Zobek and meld these cultures together. Who better than you, a
Leofton
Fae who
nods.
was raised in Zobek?
Like
You have the heart for both places and the want for both to get along.
I know
You
that
would
I'm a
be
Fae raised in Zobek, but I don't have any memory of my life here, so I don't think that I'm the person that they'd want to represent.
I think you'd be perfect for it.
They
This is
wouldn't-
your culture.
They wouldn't need you representing the Shadowfae, they would need you representing Zobek, which is your home.
Mm-hmm.
But as a Shadowfae, you have a better advantage of them listening to you as opposed to us.
Like Salamandrian, but backwards.
But better.
Iran Red.
And not stinky.
I was also trying to figure out what it was backwards. I was like,
Like Salamandrian, but backwards. Instead of being Tendy has to think on this.
It made perfect sense in Tendy's head. Give them 5 minutes.
Nerdmalent.
Jordan's still at it.
No, like how Salamandrin brings. I feel like she should be replacing Salamandrin.
Agree. Say that in
Because-
Tendy's voice.
Tendy thinks Sky.
Whoa.
Tendy thinks Poppy.
Ah, oh no, I'm bleeding! Ah! Oh god! Oh
Bleeding from my eyes.
Tendy thinks Poppy should replace Salamandrin. Maybe Salamandrin can be here instead. And Poppy
wonderful
can
idea.
be in Zobek. And Poppy can come sometimes to speak on behalf of Zobek to the court. But Tendy will live with Poppy in Zobek.
It's a wonderful idea, Tendy.
Like be roommates? I'm confused.
Oh my god, they were roommates.
Oh my god.
Oh my grandpa, they were roommates.
I understand the thought behind it, but I think we are all forgetting one thing, and it's that look at me, I guess. I'm not exactly cut out to be that in that position. That's not who I am.
Poppy, you're the face of our group. You've been doing this for months.
Yeah, but that's a group of 1, 2,
Convicts.
3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. All
No,
of
you
Zobek.
speak on behalf of the convicts to other people. It's the same thing. You let us know back. I think you're not giving yourself enough credit.
Lee Austin nods.
There's no one who could do this job better than you could.
Tendi thinks that it is Poppy's decision, and Poppy needs to take time to think about it. And if Poppy does not want to do this, another option should be brought up. Tendi will say that Tendi's next vote, and they look at Prudence and then very quickly look away from Prudence, Would be Hash. And Hash does not want to do this job.
Hash doesn't even want to be in our group, but
Yes, but Hash has been in Zobek for almost Hash's whole life.
But Hash
you
just
see
wants to
Prudence
do
mulling it
research.
over.
We can't pull him away from his dream just so he can represent Zobek where he doesn't even want to be anymore.
And Tendi does not know if Poppy should be doing this, because then Poppy would not be able to do what Poppy wants to do. But Tendi very much likes the idea, and Tendi thinks more ideas should come like that one.
Lee Austin tips his head up. Perhaps not doing it right now, but it's something you could consider in the future. And if anything, you could do it in this moment. Help us advocate for Zobek, improve yourself, and then make a decision later.
Think about it.
Well, it sounds like at least we're all in agreement that we don't want to kick the Shadowfae out, nor do we want them to kick the Zobekians out. We want everyone to be happy, correct?
Yes,
Nods.
this is why Tendi wants to learn about Shadowfae to educate everyone in Zobek. And Tendi thinks maybe someone from here should educate people here about Zobek. They kind of pin their ears back a little bit and they thump their tail. Like, it's not that fucking hard.
Prudence sort of looks relieved as she heaves like a really big sigh that it seems like she's been holding on to for a while. All right. I think this was a good talk. Does anybody else have anything to say?
I was wondering if we could do the emotional talk now. You said that.
No. And she starts walking towards the door.
Tendi will have emotional talk.
Prudence is gonna start messing with the door while they talk.
Is there an opposite to knock? Can I learn it real quick?
Can you
Just for the
learn it real
humor of
quick?
Prudence suddenly being like, oh god, I can't open this door.
I mean, no, the
Unseen servant pushing door.
On the other
Full
side.
mage hand on the other side.
no, but I will say real quick, Prudence, do you try to open the door?
Yeah.
Doesn't open.
What the fuck? Prudence jiggles the door handle.
Meanwhile,
At her saying that. Sorry.
Meanwhile, you find you might have a few moments in this room.
Super weird.
Hey, Prudence. Prudence.
It's not. I'm
I
a
think
little
it's-
busy.
I think it's a push door.
Prudence pushes on it.
It doesn't open.
Okay, that's what it was last time, so I just wanted to make sure. What
You know,
happened?
I appreciate the thoughts.
What happened?
I thought he was going to open it.
We only asked him to disarm it.
Door
was-
isn't open?
I suppose that's the case. So, I guess I could try to. Is it locked or is it just heavy?
Why isn't it seeming to open to me, Jordan? Is it
Give me
because the
an
knob isn't?
investigation check real quick.
Sure, I'd love to.
Tendi, under their breath, not mocking Prudence, but in exactly the same tone, in the way that I'm sure Mikhail does to you guys sometimes, goes,
What the fuck?
I got a 6. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with the story.
Perhaps maybe you have unlocked some trauma from when you were younger. Some
instead of the door.
some doors have, you've realized it's finally clicked into place. Doors have impeded you your whole life. Everything
Prudence.
that's bad that's happened, there has been a door.
Prudence starts
Honestly,
beating
though-
on the door with her fist. She is punching the door in anger.
And we'll walk over and.
No, let me get at this door.
um,
I'm tired of these things. They're everywhere.
I could just try to pick it, I guess.
No, I'm going to break it down. Can I roll to break the door down?
Sure. Go ahead and give me three attack rolls and 3 damage rolls.
Hell yeah, bro. Let's fucking go. 3 attack rolls. 1. 2. 3.
Okay, give me
One.
2. Yep, damage rolls.
Amazing.
You
Let me re-roll my ones.
no, not damage dice. You start beating into the door as you can't deal with the emotional talk right now. And
Yeah.
this door is being emotional and being just won't open up. And
The
so
door's being the opposite of emotional because it won't open up.
right, it's
Just like Prudence, the door doesn't
I
open up
see.
to anyone.
I see myself in this door too much. I can't handle it.
My self-loathing.
You cause some of the planks to break. It's kind of an iron studded door, but you can tell that I mean, you can see the handle now on the other side from where you kind of punched. The door still is shut though and locked.
Can I put my hand through the hole and try to open it from the other side?
You sure can. You reach through and you grab the cold iron handle and attempt to pull the door away from you. It still doesn't open.
Somebody needs to take Prudence away from this door. She's going to have an emotional breakdown.
Tendi is having an emotional talk and refuses to take Prudence from the door.
Prudence.
What?
I can try to get the door open, and that way you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Okay. I will give you 5 seconds, and then I will be ready to put the door down again.
As she says that, Leostin gets up, walks over, and just picks her up and carries her away from the door.
Don't pick me up! Put
As
me down!
as Sin breaks out his thieves tools, sorry. There is an emotional conversation between Poppy and Tendi.
Oh.
Hold on.
I wasn't ready.
Let me be emotional real quick.
I'd give you more sad facts.
No,
I didn't know
not
if it was
anymore.
Poppy intending to be like, hey, everyone, here's my emotion, or if she
No,
wanted it to be
What
private.
Poppy wanted was for Prudence to say what was wrong so there would stop being issues. But that's not going to happen. So
Never.
Poppy does not want to talk about her stuff right now. She's too no.
What emotions is Tendi having right now?
Oh no, I hadn't thought about Tendy having emotions. How
Me
long have we
playing
been
Althea.
here?
Oh,
It's been like what, 4 days? It hasn't been that long. Not a
Let me
week.
check.
well,
It has been a total of 4 days.
I was very correct. I'm very proud of myself. I don't know how Tendy feels. I'm sure Tendy is.
Poppy,
Yeah?
can Tendy tell you a secret?
Yeah?
Tendy is very frustrated.
You're frustrated.
Tendy was hoping that Tendy would be able to meet other scholars like Fey scholars, and Tendy would be able to make more pen pals to talk to. But Tendy is not finding any scholars here, only people who want to fight and be mean.
I think we could probably find more scholars inside the palace. I feel like that's probably where they are, and they don't spend a whole lot of time in the lower sections.
Tendy hopes so. Tendy is not used to not being liked.
Oh, that's deeper than I expect. Oh, where the fuck did that come from?
Wait, let me.
Tendy? Oh, my baby.
I like you, Tendy. And if anyone doesn't like you, point me in their direction, and I'll do something.
I'll feed them to my god.
They're intelligent creatures, right?
I don't know. They're not scholars.
Eh.
We all get blasted.
Got him.
Well, we'll work towards that, and I'll keep an eye out on for smart looking people, and I'll know if they're intelligent or not. So yeah, I'll send some your direction as soon as I find them. Plus, we haven't been able to go into a lot of places yet, so there might be a library here or something.
Whole demeanor changes.
Oh, good.
Imagine, Poppy, imagine laying down on a bunch of blankets and pillows and reading cute stories with Bic as a light to cuddle with.
That'd be so nice. We'll try to make that happen for you.
Mhm.
Sin, go ahead and give me a. You're wanting to unlock the door?
Correct. I'm gonna try to unlock it with my thieves' tools first.
As you get out your thieves' tools, you notice that there has been severe damage to this door. So I'm going to need you to make a a sleight of hand check using your thieves' tools as proficiency. If you don't have proficiency in sleight of hand, which I'm pretty sure you do, but go ahead and give me that check, and the DC is going to be a 20.
How do I give you a
20?
sleight of hand thieves'
I think
tools
it went
check?
up because you beat the door in.
Well, and I'll just beat the fuck out of the door more.
Uh,
Beat it the opposite
have-
direction.
yeah.
You
So
should have a
hold
tool.
up. I got this. So your sleight of hand skill is a dexterity-based skill. So you
So
would
it's
just
tools.
change, yeah, you'd change your thieves' tools to dexterity and then just roll that.
Dexterity is what the tools are
Yeah.
to begin with.
Yep.
So okay, here's the thing. Sleight of hand is a +2, and thieves' tools is a +5.
Okay, and the thieves' tools has a +5 because
Proficiency.
plus 2 plus 3. That makes sense then. So yeah, you would just go ahead and whichever's higher, sleight of hand or your thieves' tools proficiency.
Okay.
The good thing about it is like if you don't have thieves' tools, you could try, but you're not throwing something proficient in it.
22.
22. Didn't even need guidance.
Hell yeah, bro. Why are you so cool?
So
Does anybody here even have guidance?
Yep.
No,
he
I
does.
want it.
You'll need to earn it though. Hey.
So, despite the disfigurement of the door, it seems, and you don't see many doors like this, seeing as how this is generally a closet slash storage area of some kind in a basement you're not familiar with, you didn't see any stairs going down. This door locks on both sides. And so you manage to unlock the door. The door now is damaged, but open. Authority.
I got the door. It's we can go through.
Okay. Thank you, Sin.
Sen takes a moment to put all of his tools away.
Poppy starts to put on her gloves and realizes that they don't cover anymore, all of
No.
them. And she turns to whoever is wearing like a cloak or something. Anyone wearing a cloak?
Prudence is wearing.
Sen is wearing a cloak.
Yeah.
Oh, Sin likes to cover up too, so I don't want to take it from him.
Wait, I think I have a cloak. Hang on, let me look at my
Cindy, you're
outfit.
my size anyway.
I do have a cloak. Yes, Tendi will probably watch Poppy do this and will unbutton their very fancy looking cloak and hand it over.
Thank you, Tindy. Mm-hmm.
Poppy clasps it around and then just kind of wraps herself in it.
As you wrap yourself, a thought crosses your mind. How much more are you going to be able to keep covering up if more and more of you get taken?
Hey, Jordan, hasn't Poppy been through enough? Like, I'm just a question, you know, just like.
So I'm doing this thing where now Maya mentioned it last week where I can there's a setting you can hear yourself in your microphone, not right after you speak. So now I'm just like imagining that I am Amelia Tyler and narrating my own episode of Midgard Gate 3. It's helping me be more narrative.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Hell yeah.
Okay, let's go. And we have to be a little stealthy going out because I don't think we're supposed to be in here.
Poppy touches Leofston on the arm, and I grant you Blessing of the Trickster.
Huh?
Which gives you. Let me pull it up.
You gotta put that on his combat
Yeah.
tracker so that way he's got it. Yeah, heck yeah.
It gives him an advantage. I think.
Advantage on stealth checks for the next hour.
Oh, why? Because I see.
For no particular reason
For
at all.
armor, you know.
He's not wearing armor right now.
Even so.
The man
He's
makes a
wearing
clink
a
clank.
sexy open shirt with his chest hairs poking out.
Yeah, but
And what if there's stairs?
consider, have you ever heard an old man sit down in a chair or get up from a chair? He needs it.
Right.
I apparently don't have anything to put on for Blessing of the Trickster.
What?
Oh.
I know, right?
How
I've never
dare you?
I've never used it.
Never in my lifetime have
I'm
I.
offended.
Hey, Kelly,
Yes, Katie.
what's Leofston's vibe visually right now?
He is not happy. He is very angry that he can't fix small daughter problems. He is very angry that Prudence did the thing, and then all of the situation, and that like nothing he has said to people has really like seemed to penetrate. But he's just big grumpus.
Oh, baby man. Teddy wants to reach up to hold his hand.
He holds their hand.
And Tendi is going to message Leofston.
Thank you for being very smart, Leofston, and pragmatic.
In response, he kind of like nods and squeezes his hand very gently.
Sorry, I'm looking at Blessing of the Trickster so we could be able to. It must not have carried over and put it on your sheet.
Yeah, I'm trying to do something for it, but my computer keeps acting like it's gonna die. I'm like, no, dude. Where are you? Where'd you go? Okay. How do I?
I'll work on it. While
Okay.
the hallway before you, by the way, is only illuminated by very dim dark light, meaning like this is the virgin who lit the black flame candle. It's like that.
Totally know what you're talking about.
I'll look that up at some point later.
Do you not know?
What?
Hocus Pocus?
Oh, I've seen
I've never
like,
seen
parts of
it.
that. I'm not. I'm not. It's not my vibe.
And you were born in October.
And you were born stops there.
And you exist?
Yeah, yeah, okay, I see you're putting it in there. I trust you'll be able to do that. And it stretches off into darkness.
Darkness.
There are you maybe at the edges of your vision, you see another set of doors on either side of this hallway. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I have my headphones on. Okay. There is no map. There's only Zol.
Yeah, see, that reference I get.
Okay, good. I'm gonna be throwing them at you. But you all
I wasn't ready for a pop quiz.
you all stare off into the abyss.
Do you want me to like write you a handwritten note about every movie I've seen so you can only quote this?
What is that we had written?
I mean, that was part of our friendship contract, but I've been pretty lenient thus far. Now I'm gonna need to collect.
A handwritten note that you mail in.
I'll have it too at the end of the week.
Poppy, you made a joke last time, but I think it was serious. Do you still have your light up shoes on?
No.
Damn it, that could have helped a lot.
I can cast light again though. It's a cantrip. Poppy will cast light on the situation. Poppy will cast light. What is everybody carrying? What is like on their person?
Emotional baggage.
Emotional baggage.
I'm
Emotional damage.
Tendy has a cute musketeer hat
okay.
and also my lantern, so like I'm good with light over here.
Leostin has his wolf eyes.
Okay, so since Poppy's the only one that struggles, nobody. It doesn't matter. I wanna cast light and have light up shoes again, but I feel like that's too happy for Poppy's current disposition.
Make him black light.
What we didn't realize, and what I am going to speak into existence now, since Jordan wants us to be creative and work with the space, is that this place is carpeted with that 80s blacklight carpet that you see in bowling alleys.
Who the fuck lives down here?
We were in a storage closet. Was it in there too?
You walk out and you see the dude, and he's like, "Well, that's like your opinion, man."
Okay. I think what I'm gonna do is Poppy is going to take like a piece of parchment and like roll it up into like a cylinder and create a flashlight.
Nice.
I like it.
Why are you moving again, Prudence?
Ah!
Complicated.
Oh.
Don't worry about it. I'm trying something new.
I can do.
It was only
Hey,
surprising because you came at us so fucking fast.
I can do that
I'm
too.
sorry.
You know, I can just. Any hoozle.
She's so sensitive.
I get that.
Same.
I get that.
Ugh.
So,
Oh,
so yeah, you guys go out, and there are, it seems like there are a bunch of party favors of some kind, littering this floor. And as your shoes light in that black light glow, these party favors seem to have a second chance at life as they kind of pop out the colors amongst the dirty floor.
What is happening? Is this what drugs is like?
Leofton nods.
So there's just party favors around? So there's just party favors around?
It's like no, it's like confetti and stuff on the ground. You're the one that said that this looked like a bowling alley
Ah.
carpet.
So you're saying that it's not bowling alley carpet. It is actually confetti, because that's dope and I love it.
Yeah, I'm merging
Okay.
merging the realities. So yeah, bunch of party confetti.
Tendy scoops some up and puts it in their pocket.
Garfield is
Oh,
video.
I love that.
Leofton just starts walking in a direction.
Can you just really quick? So we went through the door,
Mhm.
and then there were double doors.
There was a door about 30 feet down from where you're at the door, the broken door. There are 2 more doors, and then the hallway continues into darkness.
Okay, did we go through the doors?
Can't
No,
we-
no one really said that they
backtrack?
go through the door and go down the hallway, but
Oh,
Is
well.
there not a way to like
Um,
backtrack to go back to in the direction that we were before?
No. We are in a room that got sealed off from all of the tunnels that we've come into it. So we are at a dead end,
Oh.
and we need to go forward into the hallway, past the door, or into the 2 doors 30 feet away. Which
So we're
Leofton,
gonna pop out in a random place that we don't know of that could be anywhere.
yes.
We should definitely be cautious. We don't know where we are.
That's a good point. Is there like a spell that triangulates you? That should be a thing. Is that a thing? I know I don't have.
There's like there's detect object, which is what Sin has tried to use a few times, but you can know what that object
Right.
location is, but not where we are in particular. Oh well. What
You
if
said you- Go
is
ahead.
it like that you look at the object and you're like, I could tell it's 50 feet away, 60 feet away, or is it like, I know this is in the basement of the palace?
That's a question for you, Maya.
Yeah.
I know. I'm thinking while looking.
I mean, if there's like a detect like creature or person spell, then we could detect Hosh.
Oh,
that
could
would
you
I
do
don't
that?
have
that
that.
would be a very powerful spell, I would assume.
Yeah, I would assume it's more
Okay.
like it's 5 meters ahead of me or 5 meters behind me or above me situation rather than I know it is in the queen's bedroom or something like that.
It says describe or name an object that is familiar to you. You sense the direction to the object's location,
Okay.
as long as it is within 1,000 feet.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Locate creature is a 4th level divination spell. Available
Can-
to bard, cleric, druid, paladin, ranger, and wizard.
If I'm going along with Kelly's thought process here, is he able? Because I remember last session, Maya was like, if I just have seen the object, I can locate it. So could you just locate what direction Hosh is in? Or even like one of our beds that we slept in?
Yeah, could you
Yes.
ping it? Would it like make a little ping?
Yeah, can you ping it on the map, please? At least that'll tell
Ping
us
it-
like which direction to run.
Ping it on the map. There's right now. If you don't want to open up and mess with any more doors, There's
were
one
warned not
direction.
to.
There was one direction for you to go.
I don't like that band.
I have I have a question. Are there any like bugs or like mice, rats around?
In the
Good
dim
thinking.
light, kind of in contrast to the brightly colored confetti, go ahead and roll me a perception check. Now, since you have light, you don't have disadvantage.
Cool.
Give us a
Perception.
confetti mouse.
Confetti mouse. Okay, 8.
Whoops.
You can guidance yourself, right?
To make it at least a +4.
Hey, listen, I'm just saying, if we can use it every 5 seconds with Shadowheart, we
12.
we could be able to use it in
Hell
the
yeah.
game. Okay, that is good enough to note that when you turn your shoes into black light and you first are distracted by all this brightly colored neon confetti, you're pretty sure that you may have seen a roach or two scatter away.
I use speak with animals. I don't know if this works with insects is the thing.
Since wasps start talking to you.
Oh no.
All of
I haven't-
them at
I've
once.
never considered.
Well, they'd be
He
a
smell-
hive mind, right? So it'd just be like one big voice.
He smells so bad. Oh, what?
Speak with animals.
Speaking with animals typically does it with beasts, but I will allow you to be able to speak to a roach. What
Hell yeah,
What
kind
would-
and benevolent.
what would be the point?
We love our DM.
Yeah. You write that 100 times on a piece of paper and give that to me. I'll hang it up.
I
I'll start
already
right
have
now.
homework to give you babies with scene.
Right.
Poppy like kind of bends down.
Oh no, the
And,
bright light. Oh no, the bright light.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
She moves the light away and actually just like completely gets rid of it.
Wizard.
There you go. Something like that. I was wondering if you could help me with something.
Food.
I can give you food if you want it.
You hear a whisper from off the side. Say yes. Yes, food.
Okay, I will get you food, but first you need to tell me something.
There's a catch. There's always a catch. Say yes. Yes.
Okay.
I love these guys.
I was wondering if you knew how to get out of here. Which way is the exit?
Where's here?
Into the outside.
Outside?
I don't know where's here. Do you know how to get outside from where we are now?
Hate outside. They're birds.
Yeah, I do too. I just want to make sure I can avoid it.
Stay here. Eat food.
Eat hot chip cry.
Avoid birds. No
Well-
birds.
Well, you see, that man right there. I point to Leofston. He is the king of the werewolves, and what that means is that
And
he
they start to
no,
run.
it means he hunts birds, and he'll help us.
You chase it down a little bit more.
No, it means that he hunts birds, and he'll help us all.
Roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion or deception?
I'm assuming you're attempting to persuade them, and they're not like super smart to be able to determine lies or truth. You're just trying to see what you can override their senses of survival /
Okay. 17, but I'll
Nice.
just in case against 18.
Will you kill all the birds? Even the shiny
All of
ones?
Even the shiny ones.
The ones that glow inside and have no feathers?
No. I can't hear this
Um,
conversation.
I haven't seen those. There's ones like that. That's crazy.
They're the worst.
They're the worst.
We burn when they eat us. Yeah, tell her about Carl. I don't want to tell her about Carl.
What happened to Carl?
Oh no, she knows. She can hear you. Shut up. Carl died.
He's
Oh
dead.
no.
Carl was our oldest brother.
Oh
It's fine. We were only a second behind him.
Played by Justin McElroy. Oh. Okay, well, we can't do anything if we don't know how to get there, you know? So if you know how to get to the outside, then we will try our best to help you guys out.
Hmm. Hmm. Would you like to consult with our master?
no! Is it Splinter?
Is it Papa Roach?
It's the father himself. I'm afraid that we don't have the time to do that.
God damn it,
It's
Taylor.
so hard to get
I know,
recruits
look.
nowadays.
I don't. Poppy is lying over here. She doesn't want to get too far
I
into
wanna
this.
see the Master
I
Roach.
also do, but I have to consider things.
Disregard Zobek questline.
Main
Become
cockroach questline. Become
Master
cockroach
Roachy.
kings.
This is like the typical Baldur's Gate bullshit.
It's weird to see me laughing from Poppy's sad face.
Ah well. So not kill all birds.
We will try to kill as many as possible, but birds are strong and powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I will give you food.
What food?
Well, do you like... Have you ever had a cookie?
Their antenna starts going crazy. Baked goods are our favorite.
That's all I have.
Bro, fucking same.
Follow us, and they book it. The promise of a
should-
cookie.
Dang, I should have just led with that.
You try-
Speak to animals is my favorite spell in the whole game, and every time we do this, I am so enraptured.
Okay, follow me. Okay.
Poppy takes off. What do you do?
Run
Tandy
after
gets
her.
down on all fours. She's gaining on her with her cat speed.
Tandy look
Yeah.
up.
He also follows.
Okay. You are led through a series of twists and turns that are quite unnatural for the stonework layout that is on the walls and ceiling. At some point, you see it kind of like weave and get smaller in parts and bigger in parts, but it still maintains the smooth stone walls. And you swear that you snag yourself on like something, but you turn around and it's just smooth stone. And you keep progressing, wandering to and fro. The torches themselves aren't in this windy area, and you find yourself in a large circular stone room. There is one single small light coming from unknowingly how high up. You can see the light coming down, the beam of one single light, and you don't even see the ceiling. And you can at least tell that this room is about 60 feet high, at least, because after that you don't see anything. And the light, the dot of light is small enough for one of the two roaches to stand under.
Is
I mean, I was just gonna make a note that I have dark vision for 120, so would I be able to see all of it?
You can see that there is definitely a ceiling not too farther up above that.
Okay.
But I have a dark vision of 120.
Indeed, 120 dark vision. I worked very hard for this. Shut up.
I don't see it.
Okay.
I don't see it on your senses list on the party sheet, Lee Austin, if that's your real
It's-
name.
It's on combat tracker.
Well, we're not always in combat.
Well, I don't know how else to track these. Also, it looks like my cloud rune also fell off, so I'm just gonna quietly do that.
Mhm.
I think somehow it's linked to Giant's Might because it's there until I use Giant's Might, and then when it falls off, that goes away too.
I would put on the main page under senses, just put Dark Vision 120 and then in parentheses when Stone Rune active.
It's always active.
Well, then just put Dark Vision 120 on the senses. If it's
That was a
always
thing.
active.
Holby, where have you led us?
Where the roaches took us.
Hey, she needs to show us proof. Hey, we need to see proof of this cookie.
Oh, you are so right. I should have showed you earlier.
Yeah,
Poppy
it was blind
reaches-
faith.
reaches into her bag and grabs out like a cookie.
You see it eyeing. It watches your hands, and once the cookie gets produced, their antennae start waving around frequently. And then the other one, you can kind of see them in the shadows behind the light, kind of like tap on the roach's back wings, and the roach kind of turns around, looks at it, and they have this antenna discussion that you cannot hear.
Oh
Oh.
no, I'm not privy.
And then they turn around and he goes, "That's a big bag."
Mhm.
There must be more cookies
There,
inside.
there must be at least one more cookie in there.
Oh, that's crazy. I just so happen to have one more cookie in there, and only one more because that's how big the bag is.
Wired conversation. Present second cookie.
I
I grab out the second cookie. What a turn this has taken from the beginning of this.
No
I
joke.
grab out the second cookie.
Good, good. She's true to her word. We get denied so many cookies.
No.
Aww.
oh, cookie for Tendy, thank you. Oh,
Their body
nope.
shifts into large. Look at
Ah!
I'm kidding. I don't.
They mention that the way is beyond a crack in their favorite crack in this room, just behind them.
Like a cockroach-sized crack?
Mhm.
Great.
Sometimes I don't think things through.
Hey,
Most times
Hey.
I don't think things through.
cookies, please.
Oh yeah, of course. Thank you for leading us to this crack. It's very beautiful.
If you ever change your mind,
Mm.
Akyishigal is our Akyishigal is our master.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna fucking try.
Just the way it sounds. Akyishigal.
I don't want to admit to how I spelt that.
So close.
Oh,
Oh
Kelly,
my
you were
god, I
so
actually. What
close.
the? I almost got it. I thought that can't be it.
I think it's probably Akyishigal, but you know.
Yeah, I did OW instead of AL, but I got everything else.
Nice.
So this is just a big round room with a light coming from the ceiling and then a crack in the wall.
Like a well?
Oh, maybe.
The hole would be wider at the top. You'd probably be able to see more from even just like 80 feet down.
Oh, a triangle well. I see. It's a cone.
Okay, thank you so much. And if I ever do, I know where to find you. And I'll bring more cookies.
Hate light. Good cookies. And then they take them and they start dragging them away as best as they can.
That's so
It's
cute.
clearly it takes two of them to move one cookie, and they're moving it off to the shadows. There's still one cookie here, but you know they'll be back, and they don't like to be
Mhm.
deceived.
Absolutely. They were deceived the entire time. but, you know.
Prudence is like watching this exchange and these cockroaches, and she is just perturbed.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
So,
He also just like turned away, his head on the wall, his head hanging.
so I got a way out, but I didn't consider the size difference when I got it.
You've always got to consider the
oh my
size
gosh.
difference.
Oh my gosh!
Are you okay?
I just considered something. I have
Size
a
Was it the
spell.
size difference?
I have a spell called Large Reduce.
Make us small.
I don't know how small I can make us.
Honey, I shrunk the Tandy.
Oh my god. Next, we're gonna end up in somebody's stomach, like on the fucking magic school bus.
Okay, but imagine a very small Leofston and a very big Poppy and a very big Tandy.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Reduce. You want to say it?
No, but I also figured something else out.
Okay.
Also,
Reduce basically halves the target size in all dimensions and reduces the weight to 1/8 of its normal.
okay, so we
But
could not get that
consider,
small.
but consider, Jordan,
Hmm.
but consider,
If someone were small, they could then go to tiny, which would probably get them through.
Poppy is small, so Poppy and probably Tendy could do it, but I literally only have 2 spell slots. Also,
Oh, it ain't worth it.
it might be
And-
worth it.
and between between you and me, DM cover your ears, I guess. But I don't think
This
Poppy's
is
going to be
cheating.
using her warlock stuff for a bit.
I think that's fair.
Aw.
Do we have like rope?
Yeah, I was gonna be. Do we have pythons?
I am Python free.
I have
left
a hand.
All of my stuff in the room, basically.
Oh, hey, are there any
Yeah.
candles down here? There's no other lights, right? There's no candles?
There's only that. Well, yeah, Poppy turned her shoes off. There is no other light other than that small, maybe thumb-sized hole you would imagine coming from up above, casting a beam of light straight down. As you all stand awkwardly in the center of the room.
Prudence.
It's not awkward. We're really cool.
Prudence turns to Sin. Sin,
Yes.
do you think you could climb up there with your knives?
Yeah. I could try.
Here,
You-
take this. And then she gives you a block and tackle. If you do get to the top, use this to lift us up.
I wish I
Um,
wouldn't have used my loot of force to go invisible when I could have flew up.
I can fly. I have wings.
Oh, then you could go with him.
Okay. Why are we going up? I think I missed something.
It's the only way out that we know of, right? We can't go through the crack.
Jordan, we can ascend, right? Why are you
No.
giving me your thumb? No?
The hole, you would guess, from the ceiling, casting that light down, is the width of a thumb.
Oh, okay.
Small enough
There's
for a cockroach to go through.
I think
I could try to
Or-
make the hole bigger.
I think we should just find another route.
I would agree. If we made the hole bigger, we could damage the palace and get them more trouble than we already
Yeah.
in.
We don't want to get in trouble for property damage.
I'm letting you know this is not a puzzle.
Yeah,
know there's-
doors aren't
you know there's
puzzles either, but we
3
spend forever
levels-
on those.
You know there's 3 levels to a puzzle. This is a level
Yeah.
0 puzzle. There is no puzzle.
So this is a dead end, is what you're
You
saying.
are. I'm not saying that either. I'm saying you're in a circular room. What you know about it is you saw, those who could see saw the roaches go into a small crack in the floor, and that there is a small hole at the very top of this cylinder chamber.
Are there any like secret doors?
That would be a secret.
I'm really good at keeping secrets, so if you could tell me, I promise. No,
Yeah,
I
I'll
won't tell
cover my
anyone else.
ears.
Yeah,
There's-
everyone will cover their.
There's ways to figure this out, and I would like you guys to be able to get to that. I have full faith you can.
Maybe we could crack the crack in the wall bigger?
Okay, so you want to go look at the crack that the roaches crawled through.
Yes, please.
'Kay.
May I investigate the crack?
Sure. So you get to that nice crack.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother. And you can see that it's like a small little triangle or something like that they kind of crawling through, as far as a hole goes. But the crack, without really even needing to really roll a perception check, does seem to go like about 3 or 4 feet up into the wall. So it seems that at some point, maybe the foundation has shifted, and this seems to be a relatively, well, I mean, it's not very well supported.
Does it seem as though if I break it, I will collapse this tunnel on us and cause a team kill?
Give me, let's see. Give me a, sucks there's not really a dungeoneering skill anymore. Give me a survival check.
Instead of that, Prudence calls Sin over and tells him what she saw and asks him if he thinks she wants him to roll for her instead.
I'll give you advantage on your survival check.
Oh, but I only have +2.
And that's okay. You have advantage.
Okay. Whoop. Here we go. I got a 14.
So judging by the judging by the fact that this is only 4 feet high for the crack, and this is at least 60 feet high, if this is made of stone, it should be able to hold the weight on all the other portions of this cylinder.
What do you think, Sin? Should we break through?
We could try, but I think everybody should not be below.
Can I state my opinion?
Sure.
I think that we should not risk breaking anything and go a different route. We don't want to bring attention to ourselves, and then also we don't want to cause damage to possibly a palace.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you remember all of the twists and turns that the cockroaches led us down to get back?
Yes.
Is she lying?
You don't
Can
know.
I roll?
You can roll.
You would need to also roll, so you can both roll. You would need to roll the appropriate roll in the dice tower for each of you.
What do I need? Insight?
Versus deception if it's lying.
Deception or persuasion if it's not lying.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Okay. Deception if lying, persuasion if not lying. Got it.
Okay. Everyone say goodnight to the dog.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
I love you. I hope you feel better.
Prudence, you really can't you can't tell.
Oh.
What do you think, Prudence?
I don't know. I think we should break this down, but Poppy thinks we should leave.
I agree, but maybe there should be maybe everybody should put in their 2 cents.
You know I love democracy. Excuse me, everyone. We are sort of at an impasse. Poppy thinks that we should retrace our steps and head back so as not to potentially break the castle and get us into potentially more trouble. I think that we should break this down, and she pats this wall that they're next to. If you look down in the hole, you can see it goes up. We can't decide on which to do, so we'll leave it to the rest of you.
I think we should just go through the hole. You never know what might be trapped down here for a long time.
I think we should find another way. We don't know where that hole leads to.
Tendy thinks the hole leads outside if the cockroaches said the hole leads outside, but Tendy thinks Tendy worked very hard to get Tendy's reputation up this high, and Tendy does not want to ruin it by destroying the palace.
Prudence sighs. All right. Back we go.
Okay.
Lead the way, Poppy.
Yes, I am leading the way.
Okay. As you go back, there's only one direction, so the twists and turns are easy to navigate back. You again realize that maybe half of you snagged your attire on some of the walls. Let's go ahead and say the first round was. Hold on. The first round was. Let's see. Let's do. Why roll it over there? Why do that? That makes no sense. The first time was Tendy and Sin. The second time would be Leofton, Poppy, and Prudence. What I need you all to do in this case is I need you to roll a dexterity check, not save. Dexterity check. The DC we're looking for is 10.
Oh, dang, I got a natural 20.
Good job.
Ayo.
Okay.
Dude, we all rolled so high.
At some point, you all. Oh,
Way to
you had-
go.
You had to say it.
Angie.
You had to say
You
it.
fucking had to say it.
So for
Wait, don't have Trickster?
That's for his stealth rolls.
Oh, no, Grandpa.
all of you catch your clothes on the wall, but Leofton, yours is the one that gets damaged. What
How's
is
it
Yeah.
get damaged?
It's so funny?
I just love the visual of everybody emerging from this hole totally fun. And fucking Leofston emerging like he just got back from a fucking war with like scratches all down his like the beast when the beast came back to being human and his clothes were just fucked.
Oh,
He's
I hope
so
you get
mad
caught
and
on more
half
things.
naked.
I was gonna ask what in particular was damaged, because
Yeah.
if it just opens the shirt.
You tell me. You're wearing fancy clothes, right?
Yeah.
You tell me what gets a small rip in it.
Well, whatever snagging catches his collar and it rips down his tum-tum just a little.
From the collar to here?
Yes.
Good lord.
I mean, like,
okay.
it's already opened down to his like sternum. It just
Oh.
rips the rest of the way.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
the
So
best game we've
it
ever
pulls.
played.
Yeah, it pulls and just kind of continues the
Yeah,
part. Okay. Okay. That makes more sense.
I have a question.
Yes.
What was ripping his clothes? Just the wall, or is there something in particular? And this is like you've mentioned this twice now, so I'm like, is this the key?
I mean, so Poppy, you stop and you see that Leofton has torn his shirt.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I want to know what ripped it. Was it just the wall, or was there something back there that was like, hey, there's a way out?
Give me a
Because like you've mentioned it twice now, so I just wanted to see like.
Sure. Give me a perception check.
Okay. $14.
For a rip like that, and you all got caught at some point, but managed to kind of avoid any sort of ripping of clothes. These smooth stone walls don't seem like they would be the ones to do it.
One second.
Poppy. What spells does Poppy have? Let's see.
Yeah, I
Um,
didn't think we'd be spending so much time on the walls.
Look, don't throw something at. If this is
It's
not
fair.
anything, then just tell me, then we'll move on.
No. There's
Dude, you gave us
there's
3
something.
fucking doors. What do you want?
If you want us to be quick about it, just say like you open the door real quick and then you're outside.
You're right. This is a good opportunity to showcase something. So you're looking up what spells you got in mind.
I don't know. I just wanted to like. We can move on from this.
No,
It doesn't seem like it's anything.
I do. It is a thing, and I want to be able to help kind of get us to that point. So you look and you realize that these are smooth stone walls, not like a slab of stone, but like brick, laid brick, like almost cinder block looking, but not so modern. So it's odd to you that all of your clothes would be snagging on, even though there's like this is like weird how it just kind of zigzags, and you've been around stone walls quite often, and none of them are this erratic. And even as erratic as they are, you can't imagine that these stone walls would be snagging people's clothing as you're
Was
passing
it
by.
all in like the same area that we got snagged, or was it throughout the entirety?
It's when you're doing the twisting and turning. You haven't really been, because remember, these aren't wide. The twists and turns aren't wide hallways. They're not like five. They're maybe at most 5 feet wide or so. But like in most cases, you kind of have to like maybe turn and like twist a little bit to get around certain things. But yet the walls are all stone.
Have nothing that could help in this situation.
Everyone does.
I have detect evil and good, but
Mm,
that sounds like it's not gonna help anything. It didn't. Wait a minute. Don't we have something like not panic attack? I'll do that later.
at the disco.
Oh, let's go back to the bowling alley area, and then I'll start panicking. Not bowling alley, arcade. What is it called? What is it? I have too many things. Oh, there it is. Portfolio sense. My portfolio's domain is trickery. Can I sense any like trickery happening?
Let's take a look at that. Portfolio sense. So you have the sense that notable events and minor events within 5 miles that involves your portfolio. And you merely know if it's within 5 miles if an event is occurring and where it is, but you have no sensory information about the event. No, this doesn't really tell you anything, unfortunately.
Well, that was all I had, so let's move on.
That's a lie, but we will go with it. Everyone has
Oh.
something.
What do you mean everyone has something?
Yeah.
Point me to it. I act like I am a child because I basically am. Like point me.
If you see something that looks odd, the way to be able to get more information about it would be to investigate it further.
But I have a +0 and won't be doing that.
That doesn't. The DC's not going to be 20 for it, but I mean, because you can be able to roll a D20 and possibly.
Arden,
hit
can
this number.
can I see if the walls are an illusion?
That would involve an investigation check.
I'll do it.
Can Tendy look at the walls and see what the thing is
You can
that's
roll.
snagging?
You can roll with
I got a
advantage.
6.
You can roll with advantage because Tendy's helping you.
Okay, so roll again.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Yay,
go!
thanks, Tendy.
Much better. Prudence, as you investigate the walls, only you can see this. These are certainly an illusion. These are natural stone, walls, not the slabs and the order that you've seen compared to the storage room that you were in, compared to the circular room you were in, compared to the walls of the shadow courts, these are just like natural. If you walked into a natural cave, this is what you would see. This, and there are, um, there's like slight damp water that's kind of on the floor, and some of the stone actually has, through erosion, has caused itself to be like little, not fingers, but like little snags.
Yeah, yeah. Prudence points this out to the group. And can we say that moving forward, I can like see through this illusion as we walk forward?
Yeah.
So would it be best to say that? I mean, you just said it's like a forward motion, so I don't necessarily need to lead, right?
Yeah, I mean, wherever you're going to be, you can be able to follow where that illusion stops.
Okay. Let's just proceed forward.
Go on.
And I'll point out if there's like snaggy, hangy bits so people can avoid them.
Going back to the bowling alley hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Once you
Unless there's something cool.
unless there's something cool. Okay. Give me a perception check.
I would love to. 14.
14. And you have dark vision, right?
I surely do.
Cool.
I think.
Cool beans. Cool beans. So you notice something glimmering about maybe 8 or 9 feet up on one of those twists and turns.
Ooh. I squint to get a better look. I turn down the radio so I can see better.
You can see that it's like you see off of the. Does anyone have a light source?
Tendy does.
Yeah, I
Okay.
have the lantern out.
So light glimmers off of this shiny necklace that is dangling just out of reach, about 9.5 feet up above.
Hey, Poppy.
Yeah?
My best flying buds.
What do you want?
Look up there. It's a shiny thing.
Yeah?
Could you?
You see stone wall, Poppy.
I don't see anything, but I believe it when you say you did see something.
Since I helped, do I also? Okay.
All right. Could we perhaps make a palanquin? How do you say that?
Pelican? Good
Pal.
baby and pelican mouth.
Like a lifty thing. I don't know how to say that word. I've only ever seen it written.
I don't think I've ever even seen it written.
Palanquin? Anna Paquin?
Okay. Prudence. Sorry. Go ahead.
I'll say pelicans, right?
Prudence describes to the boys to interconnect their arms so that Prudence can put her legs through the 2 holes, and then they can lift her up like a palanquin.
Palanquin. So
Sin
saith
participates.
If Lee Austin wants to.
Yeah, Lee Austin, do you assist?
He looks very grumpy about it, but he helps.
You're not in any immediate danger, so you can certainly be able to to do this. So you get lifted up, and you are now within arm's reach of this necklace.
Can I don't have like any sort of magic sense, do I?
No.
I'm very unmagical.
Not that I would imagine, but you see the decorations on this necklace that emulate a very hellish landscape.
Ooh, that sounds like something I want to touch. Do I recognize it as a story that maybe I've heard?
I mean, I don't know. You look at the back and you notice that there are depictions of beings and devils that do not share any sense of joy or humor. Hope seems to be on their faces, at least, seem to be like they're lost of any sort of hope whatsoever.
Does it inspire me as a tiefling?
I mean, that's up to you. Every tiefling is different, as they say. But you get a slight sense of hope and freedom from when you kind of look back at the front of this necklace.
Prudence will very gently touch it with a fingertip and then pull her hand away really quick to make sure she doesn't like die.
You're disintegrated immediately.
No.
I didn't know it was that
Prudence
easy to
ashes.
start killing y'all off.
Whatever, that's the way to do it when it comes to me.
Nothing happens. It just kind of dangles from the stone hook that it's caught on.
I will grab it then and remove it from the hook.
Okay. You now are in possession of a hellish looking necklace.
Helen.
And when she comes back down, you guys do see that she did in fact grab something. So now that seems to be a little mind-boggling, everyone individually roll me a investigation check.
Can I roll one and help?
You can help one person, yes.
I help whoever gets the lowest one.
Poppy.
Oh dear.
I'll allow it.
So now just pick your favorite, I guess.
Your favorite idiot.
Don't pick your favorite child. No.
The DC
Pick
on this is
10D.
going to be 10,
Fine.
by the way.
Pick 10D. That makes sense.
All right, I picked Tendu.
Why?
Because we said the DC is 10, so 10D.
You rolled.
I rolled.
No, I mean I should be able to do this with perception instead of
Calling me
investigation.
fucking out.
Good job.
Yeah, both of those that you rolled were well above. You would just roll a second time instead, and we would use the highest. But both of them were above anyway, so it's all good. So all but Poppy. You all see that you are in a natural cave-like system of a weaving path with, and Leofston, you can clearly see now why you probably snagged yourself, and got caught on something.
Prudence, now that she's like in front of Leofston, she'll look down at the tear in his shirt and she will blush and then she'll dig in her pouch for, are safety pins a thing? Regular pins are probably a thing. She'll just grab like a little pin and pin it together.
Grumbles.
I can sew it tonight.
That would probably be best. She puts this new necklace around her neck and turns into a demon.
I
Fuck.
wait before you put that on your neck. That feels like a bad idea. You just pulled it out of thin air.
I didn't. It was up there on that hook.
You just pulled it out of thin air. What hook? There's no hook.
That hook up there. It was hanging up there.
How high up is the hook again? 9 feet?
Yeah, 9.5, yeah.
If I stand on Leofston's shoulders, can I reach it?
Mhm.
Tandy will just climb Leofston like he's a fucking tree and look at Poppy and go, see? And then grab the hook.
Yeah, you now see her. You see Tendy kind of dangling, so to speak, and at that point, I'll go ahead and say you don't have to roll another check. You could be able to. The walls themselves kind of dissipate and give way to this natural cave before you.
That's very funny because I was gonna say, wow, Tindy, I didn't know you had the fly spell. That's crazy.
Tendy also has wings. Tendy can fly. Oh, but still, if you find just a random item just hanging out in a cave, I don't think that's a good idea. Just put it on immediately.
She
That's
has it
just my
like
opinion, though. You don't
halfway
have to
over her
listen to
head
me
as
or
she's
anything.
listening to you.
Oh, it's fine. It's not like I have a spell or anything that helps detect if something's evil.
All right, well, go ahead and use it. I didn't know you were so hankering to use your spells.
I'm so
She
hankering for us to not get hurt anymore.
she holds it towards you, so it's like dangling from her gripped fist.
I do want to look at the spell real quick to see if it works on objects. Okay. I know if an object has been magically consecrated or desecrated.
Okay.
So yeah, I cast detect good and evil. And for some reason, I'm not okay, I am able to. It's just why is that a dark blue against a brown? I can't
Isn't that the
see that.
fucking worst?
I'm
white for me.
colorblind. What the why would you do that?
Yeah, I
Okay,
can barely see it. It's
fine.
because it's a new button, and so the UI that we have downloaded, this like black and brown thing, doesn't have that button on it.
I see it as
Okay.
white and black.
What?
Yeah.
I don't see shit. I'm gonna send you a screenshot of what I see, Kelly, so you can see how much we hurt.
Oh, we're not talking about that.
We're talking about this. The little box next to the lock has
Yeah.
a little speech bubble in it.
Yep. It's a work in progress, I'm sure.
Yeah, I cast that using my last
Oh,
cleric
yeah.
spell.
So you're able to tell if something is consecrated or desecrated.
Yeah.
It is neither.
Well, it's not as I didn't detect anything, but you know, like I still don't trust it. But you can do what you want.
She will say, "All right, thank you,"
Yeah,
and then she'll put it on immediately.
cool.
Poppy walks
And then she
ahead.
turns into a demon.
Oh no! Rituals take an hour, yeah?
You put well, no. Rituals usually take 10 minutes plus the casting time of the spell.
Fuck, I could have done detect magic. I didn't realize I had it as a ritual. Just
You
kidding.
can always do detect magic when you've got. Just be like, hey everyone, wait 10 minutes. But yes, you put it on, and Prudence, you feel like you have a necklace around your neck.
Nice. I don't see it in my inventory, but I think that's because it's a secret. Maybe. All right, can we
We'll
move
wait on-
forward,
yeah,
please?
remind me before the end of the session, and I will put it in. It's not something I can. It's not something that's in a list. Maybe because it's just a necklace. We shall see.
It's a pretty dope necklace. I like the way it sounds. Even if it's just a pretty thing, it's mine now.
But now you've made it to the hallway of the confetti on the floor. This is where the illusion stops. You are back to, in fact, the same stone walls that adorn the walls and halls of this Shadowfey Court. Two doors, again, torches, blacklight torches that align the way.
Torches.
Well, the black flame torches. You
I
know,
just like the idea. It's cute.
yeah, line the way every about 25 or so feet. And yeah, two doors, and then the door that you had busted at the end of the hall.
All right, well, let's go through a door. Left or right, take your pick.
Tendi wants to listen in to both doors. See if I hear anything.
Okay. What were you going to say, Poppy?
Nothing.
Okay. As Poppy says nothing, you stick your head to one of the doors, left or right.
Left.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a perception check. You hear nothing.
Okay, right one. I'm gonna roll it in the icky orange tower.
Oh.
That's more fun for me if I don't see what it is. Perception.
You hear writing, like an ink pen to parchment.
Tendi hears writing in this room.
Or perhaps you should knock. I'm sure somebody is expecting company from this side of their door.
We're not supposed to be here, though.
You can tell she's like sort of like getting irritated, and she goes, "Well, we could just stay down here and, make a home. Perhaps we could go back into that scary
Okay.
room and make a campfire and produce
get it.
children."
I get it. Could have just said to shut up, okay?
You don't have to shut up. We just need to move forward.
Tandy opens the door, I guess.
The door's locked.
I don't open the door. I knock on the door?
Tendy soft paws. Knock, knock, knock at the door. You hear the screeching of a wooden chair on a stone floor, as footsteps, multiple footsteps, make their way over to the door. They aren't loud footsteps, but Tendy, you can hear that they're fairly quiet.
Oh.
As the door opens, you see before you an interesting sight. As if the roaches you had spoken with earlier, Poppy, have taken a more humanoid-looking form. At about 5.5 feet tall, large antennae that extend even further and longer from their head. Wearing robes, but you can tell that there are wings underneath that spread out the back of the robe, and the sort of general exoskeleton of a roachling, which you have not really seen before. This one in particular has armor that adorns, well, it looks like armor until you realize that it is part of his exoskeleton. But he is wearing pauldrons with spikes and what looks like greaves when it turns out to be just what his feet are made of. He has hair, and it is actually pretty well kept. And his yellow brownish like skin, he kind of is taut as he stands there looking down and across at all of you in a bit of surprise and shock on his face. And he goes, "I was busy."
Buzzes. Jordan, do I sort of get like a vibe that he might be like Sin, or is he like his own thing?
There's
Because he sounds an awful lot like Sin.
There's a lot of visual similarities between the two.
Jordan looks over at you, Sin. What is your reaction?
Sin is just a little unsure because of the things that he's been told about his origin. He knows that it's possible, but he'd just have some questions.
What is your name?
I didn't expect a name.
I love the idea that we force this guy to open his own door and we don't even say hi. We just go, "What's your name?"
Who are you?
Can you imagine if some random people walked up to your front door, knocked, and then just went, "What's your name?"
You see the brow of his above his eyes furrow a bit in a bit of confusion. He goes, "Yes, sir. What is the meaning of this? I am busy."
Tendy's tail curls up because it's another Sin. This cannot possibly go wrong. And Tendy goes,
Tendy is sorry to interrupt. Tendy and friends is lost under here. Does his sir know how to get out?
Yes.
Would his sir mind pointing us in the right direction, please? Tendy apologizes. His sir did sound very busy with Quill.
I was very
Prudence.
busy with Quill.
Prudence leans down to Poppy and whispers in her ear, "Do you have another cookie?"
Roll a
I'm-
Tendy. Roll a persuasion check. Poppy, you can answer.
Oh, okay, I was waiting.
I was almost a 17, dude.
That was so close to a 17.
Fucking
I'll
robbed.
I'll fucking use my inspiration on that. Why not?
Hell yeah.
We just heard you wail in despair from Jordan's mic.
I'm so sorry. I hope that's the right thing.
Hey!
Hang on. No, sorry, that was performance.
It's fine. You rolled a 15 plus your 5 is 20. We'll just take the die roll plus your modifier. Actually, 15 plus 6 is a 21. Hisser kind of just goes, sure, then we put a cap back on my ink bottle or it will dry. It is very hard to get ink down here. And he turns around, and in this very small room that's maybe 15 feet wide by 15 feet deep, there's a small little wooden desk easel that he's kind of working at, and he opens it up to grab a stopper and puts it and fumbles with it for a second, and puts his elbow on it to kind of put it down, the cork down further,
Same, Angie.
and sets it up on the thing. And goes, and you can't come back the way you came.
Tendy does not think so. Tendy was tricked down here, and the wall appeared. So Tendy cannot get back.
Okay. Uh,
Can we see what he was working on?
you can
If
see
it's an easel, is it like a stand-up situation?
it's like he's working on pages in like a
Mm.
bound book. And it's not turned in a direction you'd be able to see unless you're stepping into his room.
No, his room is very small, and I'm not rude.
Okay.
Shoot, I wish I had ink.
He goes ahead and begins to go, excuse me.
Tendy moves out of the way.
He closes the door and he pulls out his key and locks it, puts it back in his belt pocket area, and he kind of grabs that. Then he brandishes a dagger, and he goes, follow me. And he begins walking back to the twists and turns of the cave.
I'm gonna cry if he just breaks the wall.
I'm gonna cry if he just walks us back to the fucking hole and it's like, just get small, idiot.
Thank you very much. Tendy does apologize again.
It's fine. I had a brain block, so maybe some fresh air will do Hisser some good.
Tendy knows how this is.
Is this where you live?
No, this is where I go to write. It is very quiet, and I heard you all, and you're very loud.
Tendy is very sorry.
You don't have. You already apologized once to Hisser. You do not have to apologize a third time.
What is it exactly that you're blocked on writing?
Why are you asking Hisser?
Perhaps curiosity, idle conversation, or to help?
Hisser, I do not want idle conversation.
Apologies.
Just right this way. Follow Hisser, and he kind of goes finishes, and you are back in the circular room with the light shining down.
Fucking knew it.
Back in the building.
Do I get a vibe from this dude of like, I don't know, he's wearing armor, but he's writing something?
The armor is mostly on his shoulders and his feet.
Is it like,
He's
when
wearing
you say
robes.
armor, do you mean like it's a carapace sort of situation? So it's part of him, I
But
see.
it looks like armor.
Okay, see.
Looks like pauldrons and greaves, but this
Tendy
time,
often gets very distracted when Tendy is writing very long-term papers, so Tendy understands.
Okay. And he kind of just gestures over, not to the crack in the wall, but about 15 feet following the curve, you now see a door.
Oh, it was hidden by an illusion, probably.
Probably the one that we broke. with the
Interesting.
necklace.
All right. Well, there it is. Let's get going. Sorry to bother you, Hassan.
Mm,
Thank you for the help.
mm-hmm.
If Tandy can find any ink, Tandy can bring ink for you.
He looks at Sin a little longer than usual and goes, "You must not see sun."
What do you mean?
You are darker of skin than other roachlings Hissir has seen.
Oh, I'm not a roachling.
Sin extends his appendages.
Impressive wingspan.
It's not about the size, it's about how you use it.
Does it have a heavy? No. He kind of actually takes a moment, if you allow it. He begins to walk around you.
Sin allows.
Interesting. Not a roachling like Hissir. What are you?
I was a regular human, but I got experimented on.
Hissir does not understand. This is regular human. You are not regular human. Points to Leopston.
Leopston scoffs as if he's a regular human. He's a northerner.
I was changed and made this way.
Druids change. Change back.
It's not the same. It's it's not magic. It was done through it's a physical change.
You wanted this, but do not know what you are?
No, it was done against my will.
You see his kind of his mouth. It's hard to tell because it's just kind of like the, you know, like a roachling, like the picture shows. You can't tell. There's not really any lips. It's just like the crease of like multiple sections of his roly-poly like face. But you see that his what would be his mouth as he's opened it before, kind of turns into a frown a little bit, slightly at that.
It's okay. I've come to terms.
No, you have come to the Lord's secret chambers. This is not
Uh-oh.
terms. You have gone too far for terms. I don't know where terms is.
The Lord? Which Lord?
The
I've been muted this whole time.
oh,
Oh, buddy.
the Demon Lord of Roaches.
Yes.
Akishigal.
Yes, I know of a Kishigal.
Then you know where you are. This is not terms.
It's not terms. It was just a little joke that people like to make sometimes. But anyway, thank you so much for leading us here.
Humor is lost on Hissir, and he begins to walk away, back to where he was going.
Prudence already has her hand on the knob.
And there you stand before you again.
Why would you not only give us multiple
Another
doors,
door.
but then hide one door behind something that we can't see?
Right.
And you have to try to hint at things, and you can't just go. So you walk into a tunnel, and
Look,
Welton will
I asked, are there any secret doors? And you were like,
I'm not gonna tell you yes or no.
You
Kind of
did
a limit.
specifically say this isn't a puzzle.
It's not. It's just using skills.
yeah, and I was
Which is a
whenever you
puzzle.
say that, whenever
Okay.
you
To be
say
fair, Jordan, I think it's really fucking funny.
I need
I
to
think it's
adjust.
very good.
I need to adjust my puzzle level numbers then. 0 is now 1.
like, when I said, are there any secret doors? I was expecting a roll investigation
Prudence turns the
from
knob.
you.
So hold on. So what?
Because-
Just to clarify, what that means to me is someone standing in the middle of the room going, "Are there any secret doors?" without actually doing the act of going and looking for them.
Yeah, no, it's just that every single time I would say, "Can I roll insight?" You're like, "Well, you have to say, can I tell if they're lying or something instead?" So I
Prudence
was
pulls
trying to
the
do
door
that.
open.
The door opens.
Prudence walks through the door.
There is a winding staircase up. Not well, yeah. It goes along the outside wall. You can tell eventually that the circumference of this goes up, and it goes around and spirals up until you get above where Leoston you would believe the ceiling was, and then it shortens up to be a quicker spiral staircase up even further. That singular beam of light still going all the way through this rounded stairwell until you reach a floor. Unfortunately, another door, and the stone cylinder goes up a bit more before about a 25-foot ceiling.
Is there anything interesting in this room with the door?
It's very small. It's enough for maybe one person to fit without, so you all are like standing at the.
Single file.
Yeah, there's no room for anything here.
Okay, can we proceed, or is the door locked?
You try the door, and the door is not locked.
I go through it.
You go
It's
through
2
the
for
door.
2.
You have
Everything's looking Millhouse, boys.
You have successfully left this area. You are back in familiar territory. You recall the completely dead tree in Hound's Run where you had come across those demon dogs, the Soglavs, that walked past you as you made your way up the steep steps.
I knew there was something about the fucking dead tree. I knew it.
And you are back outside, but you are in not the lower halls, not the royal palace, but back into the winter palace.
This is right before the staircase upwards, isn't it?
Leoston frowns.
Yep. Just inside the door, just inside the executioner's gate.
This is terrible because now Leofston has to go back up those fucking stairs or whatever that almost killed him last time.
You're at the
Yep.
top. It's going back down. You are up the stairs. Remember climbing up that steep stairs and we all had a good chuckle at Leoston, and then there was the executioner's gate. You walked through that gate and you saw the Soglavs. That's where essentially you are. If I can, I'll share this new map that's got everything.
Yes, please.
So then
We've
that way,
seen those dogs a couple of times, and so I think that's why I'm confused.
Yeah, I'll go ahead once I move everybody, but Hosh is not there.
Can I assume then that we are basically on the same map or the same floor as our little broom closet
Correct.
that we're staying in?
You are
Okay.
not. You
Yeah,
are
that's
not
what I
far.
was wondering too.
Yeah, you're not far at all.
Hosh, why are you over there, buddy?
I've just moved him off to the side. Don't worry about him.
He's leaving. He's out.
Goodbye,
He's
Hosh.
having a little cry. Well,
Sweet
that was
man.
fun. Do you, all of you, okay? Do we perhaps want to go see the Blind Seer?
I'm okay. Maybe a little bit hungry.
Should we take a rest?
Who went to go schedule the appointments with the Blind Seer?
I think it was Sin, Hosh, and Leoston.
Okay. Well, Hosh isn't here, but Sin, you mentioned that you're hungry, but then you do recall that the appointment that was made, you are dangerously close for the first appointment to be late. And you are all the way on the other side of the Shadow Courts.
Oh,
This distraction had cost you some time.
I'm going to be late to see the Blind Seer.
Well then run.
Okay.
Sin just bolts.
Now, I have to ask another question just as a follow-up. You had mentioned that you had signed up first to see the Blind Seer, so I guess we'll need to discuss what order are these appointments in. Just to remind you guys, the appointments themselves are typically about 5 minutes with the blind seer, a piece individually. Now, you all can be there and be in the waiting area. You don't know much about the inside of the Tower of Lords of Light. You scheduled it outside. But let's go ahead and get an order down because I know we went there initially for
The order is
Mm-hmm.
Sin, Tendi, Poppy, Prudence, Leostin.
And then Hosh? Or did Hosh not make one?
I think Jordan said he did.
You made one, but not for today.
Prudence will run after Sin.
Can you put the order in the chat, please?
I just typed it. Yeah, I just haven't hit enter. Sorry. Okay, so Prudence and Sin immediately take off toward the Executioner's Gate.
Leostin walks.
Old man.
Tired.
Tandy
Shirt
will
ripped.
also run.
Poppy, you are left alone.
Leostin
Yeah.
stops and turns around. He's walking slow.
Poppy will walk with Leofston.
As they're walking, he kind of keeps glancing down at her, kind of waiting for her to start talking if she wanted to.
For once, Poppy is silent. Unless you start the conversation, she will stay quiet.
It's weird not to hear her talk, so Leostin starts getting uncomfortable. And so the weather here's dim but nice. It feels good.
Are you okay?
He kind of gives her like a "Are you okay?" look.
Well, I asked you first. You're talking about the weather here.
It was to start the conversation, not how to see how you are feeling.
You could have just asked how I was feeling.
I am too old and too white to ask you how you're feeling directly, so
I'm an old white man.
I'm an old white war criminal. I don't know what you want from me.
I'm doing my best.
Be lucky I'm asking. No, he's like, not very good at being forward with feeling. So very well. How are you feeling?
I've been better. A lot better.
You still seem in pretty good spirit. Oh, that's very good of you.
Well, then that means it's working.
But do you feel like you're in good spirits?
Oh, absolutely not.
Oh. Why did you feel like you had to do that? Why did you feel like you had to create such a deal in order to gain power?
Protect my family. Make sure that they're okay. I don't know how much I'm allowed to tell you.
He nods. Well, whatever this thing wants from you, you know we'll help you.
I know. But it's not like I can exactly plan for anything to get myself out of it because he'll know immediately. Anything I knows, he knows.
Just because he knows about something, he may be able to prepare for it, but that doesn't necessarily mean he'll be able to get out of it. An opportunity will rise.
I guess.
He reaches out to try to comfort her, but then he realizes sometimes when people are upset they don't want to be touched, so he brings his hand back to himself. We will sort this out.
Okay.
Meanwhile, as the rest of you are racing to meet the blind seer,
Make me
uh,
jump over barrels.
you are tripping and jumping over duels going on in the arcade. There are people that kind of watch you run by, kind of sort of Ferris Buellering your way through, and people going, "Oh my!" and like just seeing the rush as you all try to get to the steps leading to the royal palace. That's the first song that popped into my head. I have to apologize.
It was really funny.
Anywhoozle.
Before you get too far,
Mhm.
with us walking, will we still make it in time? Is there enough time between the 10 minutes, 15 minutes or so, for Poppy and Leofson to walk up?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
For sure, for sure. Yeah.
For sure?
For sure. I mean, you're gonna miss out on the sweet deets that I'm giving now, but like, you're listening now, so I mean.
Well, we can't hear it anyway. It's a private meeting, aren't they?
Well, I was gonna describe what people see when you walk in or when you get to the royal palace. Remember, like you guys were in sort of a rush. Like you realized Tendi couldn't come through these doors the first time, so you, Hosh, and Sin came in and immediately went to go talk to somebody, scheduled an appointment frantically, said yes to the first thing that was offered, and basically left to go back out to your friend who couldn't come through the door. So you didn't get a good look at things. So I want to be able to describe it for you guys.
Okay.
So as you all eventually make your way into this sort of small indoor courtyard. Actually, now this is an outdoor courtyard, but you notice that the tiling that is on the stairs leading up continues into this courtyard. So this one is a floored courtyard. You could see the sky above, and you see an immediate door to your left that is closed. And as you walk forward, you see a door to your right along a long wall. Turning more to your left, you see this large courtyard in its full capacity. There is a staircase leading up across the way. Actually, I can go. I mean, you can see it. You can drag your characters down there. There is a fountain that is in a hexagon pattern that holds a statue that is spurting water out magically because plumbing doesn't exist. Um, and over even further still to the left in that case, the map's far east, you see this large tower that extends fairly high, probably about 80 feet or so into the air. This was something that you've probably have seen before in generally looking around, uh, in the arcade when you first got here. But seeing it now more up close and on its level, it seems a lot more grandiose. It does seem pretty unassuming, but you've always noted that there is a large amount of light up towards the very top. Uh, and obviously when someone said, "Oh, that's the Lords of Light Tower," then you're like, "Oh, makes sense." Outside, in front of the tower, you see two monolith footmen, the armored, flame-filled, punching bags that you guys have fought previously. They remember you, and they have been training. I'm kidding. You see a female Shadow Fae that looks like she is in duelist garb, but she has her rapier sheathed, and she is uh, really the only person that seems like they could be someone to talk to um, at this point in front of the tower. So this would have been who you probably made the appointment with.
Um, I, I'm here to see the blind seer.
The woman that has previously introduced herself to you quickly as Anya goes, right, Well, right on time, but that is a little late. Come in, please.
Okay. Sin walks in.
As you walk by, you notice that there is like uh, a light that is floating about just above your head, off to the side of the door, that isn't attached to the door by any means. It's like a small prism, crystalline looking figure, and the light that emanates from it has, the light extends further than it, but it looks like the intense light that it has kind of hovers about, the size of a bowling ball, when this crystal is probably the size of maybe a couple of fingers wide. um, you roll me a nature check.
You got a 9.
You're convinced that this is probably some sort of will-o-wisp.
Cool.
And as you head inside, you notice the following: the halls of this tower are unornamented and are of bare stone. It is filled with um scholarly-looking folk in various robes, practicing small cantrips of magic and reading various books that are around. This isn't a library by any stretch, but it is certainly a area in which many seem to many magic-oriented people would end up. You see a cantrip of light that you witness one of the occupants cast, and it seems brighter than usual. Um, you would say about double the amount of light emanates from this light spell. You also, on your way to the staircase that spirals up, you look up and you can see that there are lantern dragonettes that rest on various perches throughout this tower, and you can spot small areas in which a few of them gather, and it seems to be a feeding area for them.
Is Sin being watched, or is he just being ignored because everybody's just doing their own thing?
Everybody is watching you at this point.
All right, so Sin's gonna pretty uncomfortable at this point, but he continues.
Anya turns around and goes, "Have you learned anything about uh, the, the blind seer Revich in your time since making your appointment?"
Very, very little.
Hmm. I'm not exactly sure what you are. Uh, what are you here for?
I want to gain status.
She looks you up and down. Hmm. All right. You made the
Yes,
appointment. Follow me.
Thank you.
And you begin heading up the stairs. And as you go up higher and higher, the light itself in this tower gets brighter and brighter.
Where is this light coming from?
She doesn't answer.
Sin frowns.
Where's the rest of your... You said you had multiple people coming.
Yes. I was supposed to have the appointment. I just assumed that this was individual.
They're all individual, and to be honest, you are, I suppose, lucky enough to be able to schedule an appointment now. You must have at least a decent enough status.
It's not enough. Because we're trying to gain enough to get an audience with the Queen.
She stops on the staircase and turns around. She goes, "What business do you have with our queen?" And she looks you up and down again.
We 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 have some trouble where we're from, and in order to make some changes, she's the only one who can make those decisions. So that is why we're trying to talk with her.
Hold up. And remind me again, which layer of hell are you from?
I'm from Zobek.
I have not heard of this Zobek. You must be aware that the blind seer will be able to not see through, or will be able to see through your lies.
I'm telling you the truth. Zobek is on Midgard.
But that is not one of the hells.
I'm not from the hells.
You are not a roachling.
No,
You do not follow the demon lord of roaches.
I am not. I'm not a roachling. I'm a regular human who's had some trouble.
And she continues up.
I've had to explain this a couple times, but this was done to me.
Meanwhile, the DM thinks, well, you did this to yourself. And then we go up. You walk quite a ways. I mean, you're going up almost 80 feet, going around. And you reach the top where it is almost, I mean, compared to the rest of this place, almost too bright. And she goes, "You have 5 minutes before one of your friends, whoever is next, is their appointment. I believe it was a Tendi. Are they here, or are they going to be on time as well?"
They're here. Yes. It's very bright. Sen's holding his hand in front of his eyes to block the light a little.
She grabs a piece of cloth, not as long as a scarf, but like something clearly that could be used to tie around your eyes, and she goes, "If it is too bright for you, non-roachling, then here you can cover your eyes and be blind with the blind seer."
Okay, thank you.
And she opens the door and nonchalantly waves you to go in. You're keeping him waiting.
Sen walks in.
Inside is quite a sight. The chamber itself is not very decorative. There's some bookshelves or bookcases, some chairs, a table. You see that there are a larger handful of lantern dragonets up here than you've seen kind of perched and roosted throughout the tower. And what time is this roughly in the day?
It's like morning, isn't it? Maybe afternoon?
Yeah,
So it's probably like, early afternoonish.
Okay. Yeah. You could tell that once the lantern dragonets that are feeding are finished, they do tend to leave this tower. Some come in, eat, and then leave in the time that you've kind of seen so far. To kind of let you know that this is a potential place for them to be either fed, bred, or both. Now I have a thing that we need to get out of the way. Let me look something up real quick. Give me a second. If it makes it better, I can deafen and mute so you all can be able to discuss amongst yourselves.
What we discussing?
Tendy. Prudence will turn to Tendy as they're standing outside waiting for their turn. What do you think the blind sea is all about, Tendy?
Tendy doesn't know, but Tendy is so excited. Tendy
You're
hopes the
excited.
blind seer knows everything.
Do you think there's some sort of profit?
Ooh, maybe.
With a name like the Blind Seer, it seems as though maybe they could see the future.
And the past. Maybe the
She
blind
smiles.
seer already knows us.
Oh, that would be quite interesting if you walked in and he said, "Hello, Tendy. I was expecting you."
Spooky.
Okay.
Wait. Hello, Tendy. I was expecting. Well, yeah, because
Yeah, dog, you
So
have
we
a
made an
we made an
appointment.
appointment.
we did book an appointment to be here, so before you flying, the ceilings are about 40 feet high, so you went up about a total of about 40 feet, ish, give or take. But flying about 30 feet in the air, hovering, is a being in which you have not seen before at all. Their large, feathery wings adorn their back. A cloth covers, or a golden band covers their eyes. And for the most part, they are covered, with the exception of their hands and face, adorned in gold, blue, and white. Now, obviously, the bottoms of both the robe that the blind seer is wearing and the blue sort of hood scarf that they are wearing are tattered at the ends. The cane, or the quarterstaff, essentially the staff that the blind seer is wielding, um, has a golden curl with a sun right in the center. Go ahead and give me a. Actually, go ahead, everyone, and go ahead and give me a religion check. DC is going to be a 15. Tendy, you get advantage.
Damn.
Dang.
Out of 5.
Got 13.
Reroll that pop.
16.
Hey, there you go.
Let's go, Poppy.
21.
Okay, Poppy and Tendy, you guys are the only ones that are going to really know this. But the symbol that is on the blind seer is that of the god Kors Amun, or Kors Aman, the lord of the sun for the Southlands.
Ooh. That's so strange to be here.
Indeed. Kors is also Kors actually is not just I'm sorry, Kors is not just the Southland. Um, the Kors is definitely the uh, is more the Eastern Empire itself, and it's not so much big in. It's been on the decline in the crossroads, but Kors has always been a thing around. He is the son of Svarog, which, if you recall, was the dwarven god, I believe, in Freyundr that you had seen.
There were tapestries for that one.
Hmm. And Kors stands pretty well out in the Magdar Kingdom, off to the east. Well, you see slowly as you enter into the room and the door closes behind you, you see Revich, the blind seer, descend and hover closer to the ground, and he goes, I've communed with Gorlamon, Lord of the Sun, and he has told me about you.
About me?
Yes, curious that you come to seek the Lords of Light. What brings you to my tower?
I'm here to gain status, if you're willing.
Status. You want status for these courts. Is this true?
Yes, and I need an audience with the Queen.
There's what you seek. One does not come to Shadow Courts, to the Shadow Courts to simply gain status.
I suppose not. It does have purpose.
Very well. To be able to gain status from your journey here would mean that you would need to join the Lords of Light. Are you...
What would have to do? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You will need to answer questions and truthfully, for know that I already can tell if you are lying or not.
I wouldn't.
Good. Anya has told me that you are perhaps a roachling. Do you align yourself with the name that I keep looking at every time, Akyishigal?
I am not a roachling, and I am not aligned with anyone of that name.
This is truth, for I know who you are. If you are to be tempted by the demon lord of roaches, we, as the lords, seek to hunt down his kind and remove the influence he has on these courts. I am not aligned with the royalty here, but they permit me to stay as a way of providing, seeing, and predictions for their divinations, as they are incapable of doing it themselves. You do not seem fully good of heart, Russell.
Well, I know of that person which you speak of, but we're not the same.
Mm. I suppose your memory is lacking after what has happened to you. Yes.
Yes, I'm not sure. I only have fragments of the whole.
An unfortunate thing brought by unfortunate people who do not align themselves fully with the demon lord of roaches, but nonetheless are not good of nature.
Sin hesitates. He wants to ask questions, but not sure if he can.
Before we begin, if you wish, when time allows, you may ask a question. Otherwise, you may seek another appointment.
Um,
He hesitates a bit more. A long pause.
who is this Russell Quaid? Why does he trouble me so?
It is quite unique that the sins your former self has wrought does not carry over after what they have done to you. But to answer your question, you must be prepared for the answer.
I I guess I'm prepared. Unless there's something else that I have to do.
I suspect there's much you will need to do. But for now, the answer will suffice. You are Russell Quaid.
Then looks
Oh.
immediately confused.
Or at least were.
Just tons of questions enter his mind, knowing that he can't ask anymore.
Now, I am aware as a truth seer that often answers bring more questions. Unfortunately, my time is rather short with everyone, so we shall begin. We are going to do a skills challenge. Sin.
Like I say, combat.
Awesome.
Roll
Mortal
initiative.
Kombat.
So this is going to be 5 successes before 3 failures. There are various skills that you are able to use, and I will bring them up. I will not mention the DCs yet, but I will mention what they are. Arcana, Religion, Insight, Persuasion, Investigation, History, Dexterity, Sleight of Hand, Deception, Using Divine Powers, or Necromantic Effects. These will have an impact one way or another on what you are able to accomplish.
Cool. Do I need to choose one?
You got to get 5 successes before 3 failures, so yeah, go ahead and pick one.
Okay. One for all of it, or just any of them at any point?
We'll make it easy. Pick one right now.
Okay.
There's Deception. Oh, you tell me which one it is?
Insight.
Okay, let me look at the DC before you roll it. It's a 13 DC. You got 15. Congratulations.
Yeah.
What we value most as the Lords of Light is the understanding and ability to both empathize and, when required, manipulate. So, being able to demonstrate that, you provide not an interview question of like, I recall a time I once incited somebody so good, but you basically provide an instance where your insight has done you, has aligned with what they're looking for. If you don't have that on the top of your head, we could just say that you provide that.
Okay.
So that is 1 success. All right, what's next?
Was perception one of them?
Perception was not. Religion, persuasion, investigation, history, sleight of hand, deception, divine power, and necromantic effects.
Let's go with necromantic effects for 300.
Okay. That's a daily double. No, I'm kidding. What necromantic effect are you wanting to use?
I was just curious what this did. Animate dead.
Animate dead. Okay. There is not a that's an abrupt end. Excuse me. There's not a corpse necessarily nearby that you'll be able to animate, but you are able to perform the um, you know, components of the spell to kind of like as if you were going to cast it on something. Um, you've never done this before, correct?
Correct.
Your hands sort of like what is the spell like when you cast that? Tell me what does it look like?
When Sin casts a spell, what happens is there's a bunch of flies come out from his cloak, and whatever he is laying these eggs into animate. They're being infested with this parasitic I guess situation, for lack of a better word.
Okay. Do your hands like glow a certain color or anything like that? Any light that comes from that?
Yes, there is a little bit of light that comes from the orifices.
Okay. You wouldn't know it now because the fact that this place is so bright. But the light that comes from that necromancy spell is certainly much dimmer, much closer to your flesh than what probably would be projected when you cast this spell. As the spell completes, you see him look down with a frown upon his face. And as his hand alights with flame, he simply washes it over. And even though he is quite a distance from you, at maybe 10, 15, 20, those insects and the necromancy that has been caused therein is completely disintegrated and wiped away.
Sin gives a look as if he's done something wrong.
There's a look of you've already done an insight roll. Go ahead and give me an insight roll on Revich real quick. This does not count for the skill challenge.
An insight on what now?
An insight on the blind seer.
Okay, so he's in the combat thing.
No, you would just roll an insight check in the like you would in the box.
13.
Okay. You're not sure why, but judging by the look on his face, that was probably not something that was favorably looked upon. And you have 2 failures. So we have 1 success, 2 failures. You have 4 more successes to go.
You can do it.
Okay, name them off again.
Arcana, religion, persuasion, investigation, history, sleight of hand, deception, and divine power.
Let's do sleight of hand.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay. How do you perform this sleight of hand?
I'm not sure because I'm not really sure what it is that I'm doing each time I'm doing this.
Well, I mean, sleight of hand could be anything. Well, usually it would be from like lock picking a door, picking somebody's pocket, causing
I mean,
something to, like a coin, and then it's gone. Like not a magic trick, but like a magic trick.
Right, right.
Stuff that basically you are deceiving another person's senses to obscure, obfuscate something to benefit you as a person.
Damn, I was gonna say magic trick, but I guess that's not a thing. Um,
No, you could do. I mean, you could do a magic. You can basically take a gold piece and then you could be able to obscure it or however you want it to look like.
all right. Well, Sin takes out his axe, holds it in front of him, and balances it on his palm. Just not the the axe head, but the handle is balancing on his palm, and he balances out in front of him for a moment before twirling it around. So he lets loose of it, and it twirls in his hand. And as it comes down for him to grab it, it disappears into it just seems as though it disappears to places unknown.
Okay. Once again, the look on the blind seer's face has a look of disdain as he holds up his hand, this time in a stop. His hand's not on fire. He goes, "You are not fit to join the Lords of Light. I told Anya to give you the benefit of the doubt. It turns to be that my suspicions, less suspicions, more communing with our father Akors, that you are ill fit. Do not take this the wrong way. There are other ways to gain status, if that is what you seek, to be in audience with the Queen. But it is not here, my child."
Okay. Um, I'm not sure that I understand, but I don't think that I necessarily need to. But
We have time. Brief, but just. You use something the opposite of light and life. Necromancy is not a tenet we abide by. Likewise, treachery, trickery, and deceit. That is the work of a demon lord of Roches. I,
see.
as his sworn enemy here, I must implore you that you do not join his cause in the benefit of gaining what little status you can.
I wouldn't.
Then perhaps you will find the status you seek, as long as you do right, be good, do good for good's sake.
I wouldn't align with treachery.
Yet you use it so fluidly.
I don't know where it comes from. So it's just there. I don't know why I'm so talented with it.
That answer I have already provided you. It is from who you were.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
Don't let it change who you are now, if you can. You are on the right track, but like a journey across the wide expanses and the plains, you unfortunately have taken many, many trips backwards and have a lot of ground to cover. Please, be well, and we shall have the next appointment, please.
Okay. Thank you.
Sin bows, not knowing what to do, and he'll turn around and walk out.
As you go back, he floats back up to his default starting spot. So I did make a boo-boo on this. I was supposed to have everyone but Sin go away, essentially, in another chat. So I think if everyone's fine with it, we'll just we can end it here and start back up with the rest of it, all of you with your appointments, and hopefully you'll just forget everything we talked about between as far as the things for the skill challenge.
That
Boy,
would be
you know
hard.
it's going to happen.
Hmm?
That would be a long time to wait, though.
I would say we could just do like Jordan appointment.
Yeah, you just want to do
Oh, I
the
love that.
Yeah, you
text
can
or
also,
voice RPs during the week.
yeah, we could do some voice RP Jordan appointments. I will say, not to get too into it because we are recording, but I have a couple of events that I am attending this weekend.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
he's real busy this weekend.
Yeah, I'm a busy boy, but I am kind of free up during the evening hours, the weekend. It's just mainly during the afternoons. So, but with that note, as Sin goes down, how does Sin feel as you descend the brightness of the Lords of Light Tower back to the more still bright but reasonably darker areas of the lobby and the courtyard itself?
He feels real bad. He feels that he's definitely paying for whatever it was that he had done before, but he accepts it because he knows that whatever this, the things that was told to him were true, and he needs to pay for the sins of his past.
Poor baby.
Poor unfortunate soul. All right. Well, we will off camera for anyone who's watching besides us. We will off camera go through each person's skill challenge, and we will find out next week who is able to join the Lords of Light and go from there. And I'm sure that there will be some many great things discussed in the one-on-ones, to which y'all can share amongst yourselves if you wish. But otherwise, that's going to be it for tonight.